So the next thing we have to do, because just after, on this same night of Amawas, the Kalsa for the puja of Devi Ma is consecrated. And when that Kalsa is consecrated, now this I'll try to do as brief as possible, because we have little bit time for our session, and I try to do it as brief as possible, because this is a Katha which is in the Devi Mahapuran, and it is known as the Raatri Brat Katha. So on the night of Amawas, the Kalsa is consecrated, that is, you do the Kalsa of Bhagavan, that divine form of Devi Ma, and the Brat is being prepared for from the time you're doing all these preparation for puja and so on, because you are fasting also and doing all that you should do and keeping up yourself nicely. And now this is the time for Navratri Puja. And in Navratri Puja, everybody becomes very happy and they are singing praises. The first puja of the Devi that you do is Tulsi Puja. And you chant singing praises. In the early times, the people used to gather together. They used to play the drums and they used to go from one house to the other, collect little gifts, and that they used to take and assemble and do the puja of that divine form of Devi Ma. And they kept on singing, Chalo chalo re aaj Devi darshan ko, chalo chalo re aaj Devi darshan ko, Devi darshan ko, Devi pujan ko, Devi darshan ko, chalo chalo re aaj Devi darshan ko, sabse pehle तुलसी पूजो, सबसे पहले तुलसी पूजो, हर आंगन जिनकी छाँव में है, हर आंगन जिनकी छाँव में है, चलो चलो रे आज देवी दर्शन को, चलो चलो रे आज देवी दर्शन को, देवी दर्शन को, देवी पूजन को, देवी दर्शन को, चलो चलो रे आज देवी दर्शन को, बोलो श्री आदि शक्ति माता की जय. In this way, they gathered together for the purpose of doing that divine form of Devi Ma. First, they did the puja of Tulsi Devi Ma, and then they gathered themselves together. They went from place to place, they collected things, and then where did they go? By the peepal tree, because in those days they had no temples. They used to gather below the peepal tree, and as in the Surya Puran it says, Peepar tar taru sunaya purana, Pave lochan andha sujana, Sri Ram Jaya Jaya Rama, Sri Ram Jaya Jaya Rama. So beneath the peepal tree, you listen to the Katha, the Puranas, the puja of that divine form of Bhagavan, the Surya Dev puja, as well as the puja of that divine form of Devi Ma. You listen to the Puranas, the Katha, you are able to get great intellectual vision, understanding, ability of more awareness, and so on, when this is being done in those places. So, the puja of that divine form of Devi Ma, it says, Nitya Vidhi Sahit se pujan kare, aur pushp aur Vidhi Purvak Arag De. So you collect all the different ingredients, you perform the puja of that divine form of Devi Ma, and you give in arg, the dhar that you are offering for Devi Ma. Bijaura ke phool dwara arg dene se roop ki prapti hoti hai. So the flowers of the bijaura is given, and you gain the blessings of good look, good form, good shape. Jaya phal se kirti. When you give the nutmeg in the dhar, you gain kirti of fame. Dak, which is dried fruits like currants and raisin, dak se karya ki siddhi hoti hai. You get success for the purpose for which you do the puja. Ambale se sukh. When you give the prune, plum type of fruit, you gain happiness. Or kele se bhushan milti hai. And by offering the banana fruit in the dhar, you gain bhushan, jewelry, ornaments and so on for protecting and covering the body. Is prakar phalo se ar dekar yatha vidhi havan kare. In this manner, you give with the different type of fruits of the season that you are in, all minced together with the neem, with the palm leaves, also with the camphor, the clove, the nutmeg, the hardi. All this is minced together with different fruits of the season. Khand, ghee, gehu, shahad, jaw or til, bel, nariyal, dak or kadam. Isse havan kare. So now you also do havan. So you're using ghee to do havan, using gehu is wheat. So some of the prasad or the suhari is mixed together in the havan. Shahad, honey. Jaw is barley. And tilli, you have the three types of tilli, black tilli, white tilli, brown tilli. The bale, leaves and the fruit is also given in the havan. Nariyal, coconut, is given in the havan. Dak, which is dried fruit like currants and raisin, is given in the havan. Kadam se havan kare. And also, if you get the kadam flower, that too is used in the havan. Now, many people say they don't burn flowers. But according to what we see in Devi Mahapuran, it says you also do havan with the flowers. And if you check the samagri that is there in the havan samagri, some of it has lotus and jasmine flower. So, गेहूं से होम करने से लक्ष्मी की प्राप्ति होती है. By taking the wheat and doing havan, you gain the blessings of Lakshmi. खीर से तथा चंपा के पुष्पों से धन. So here again, the lotus flower, the kheer, which is the sweet rice, or as some of us may call it, or some people say it is rice pudding. Champa ke pushpo se dhan. And by giving the perfume flower in the havan, you gain the blessings of wealth. Or patto se tej. And by giving the different type of leaves, you get vigor and strength. Eva sukh ki prapti hoti hai. You gain happiness. Ambale se kirti. The fruit like the prune type plum that you give, you gain fame. Kele se put ki prapti hoti hai. By giving a banana fruit in the havan, you gain the blessings of the success of his son. Kamal se raj saman. By giving a lotus flower, you gain kingdom and reigning power like a king. Raj saman or dakho se sukh or sampati hoti hai. And by giving the dried fruits in the havan, you gain the blessings of happiness and enjoyment. Khand, ghee, nariyal, shahad, jaw or til, isse tatha phalo se home karne se aur banchit vastu ki prapti hoti hai. So when you do the havan with all these things like the khand, which is the loaf sugar, ghee, the coconut, the honey, the jaw or the barley, the three type of tilli, and the different type of fruits of the season that are dried and kept for havan, you gain the blessings of countless amount of joys and happiness. So this is how you are able to gain blessings. And then on this day, you install the symbol of Durga, Lakshmi and Saraswati. And all these three aspects of the divine form, the form of Durga Devi, the form of Lakshmi Ma, the form of Saraswati Ma. All the three aspects is being consecrated, and prati din jal se siche, every day you give water, make offerings of arg in that place. In this manner, you collect the different ingredients, you perform the puja, and in performing the puja, you are chanting praises to that divine form of Devi Ma. Sarva Mangal Mangalye Shive Sarvat Sadhige Sharne Trayambake Gauri Narayani Namostute Om Tatastu Vitadeveshing Madhukastam Maheshwarim Sarva Kama Samriddhartam Vratapurnatva Siddhaye Nama Pushkar Nitaye Jagadatte Namostute Maheshwarya Mahadevya Mahamangalamurtaye Sarva Mangal Mangalle Shive Sarvat Sadhige Sharni Trayambake Gauri Narayani Namostute Nama Pushkar Nitaye Jagadatte Namostute Maheshwarya Mahadevya Mahamangalamurtaye Parma Papa Hanti Ja Paramarga Pradayini Parameshwari Prajotati Parbrahma Swarupini O Sarva Mangal Mangalle Shive Sarvat Sadhike Sharni Trayambake Gauri Narayani Namostute Sarva Mangal Mangalle Shive Sarvat Sadhike Sharni Trayambake Narayani Namostute Maddatri Madonvanta Managamya Mahonata Manaswini Munidheya Martanda Sacharini Jayalokeshwari Pragye Pralaya Buddha Sannive Mahamoha Vinashartam Pujita Sisura-sure O Sarva Mangal Mangalle Shive Sarvat Sadhike Sharne Trayambake Gauri Narayani Namostute Sarva Mangal Mangalle Shive Sarvat Sadhike Sharne Trayambake Gauri Narayani Namostute Yamaloka Bhava Karti Yama Pujaya Magraja Yama Nigraha Rupacha Yajaniye Namo Nama Samasva Bhava Sarveshi Sarva Sangha Pibajita Sangha Nachakari Kamya Rupa Karunya Vigraha Kankala Krura Kamakshi Meenakshi Marma Bhedini Madhurya Rupa Sheela Madhura Swara Pujita Sarva Mangal Mangalle Shive Sarvat Sadhike Sharni Trayambake Gauri Narayani Namostute Sarva Mangal Mangalle Shive Sarvat Sharni Trayambake Gauri Ashwata Vata Nimbamraka Pitta Badari Gate Pansarka Kari Radhi Kshira Vriksha Sarupini Dugdha Vallini Vasahe Dayani Dayadike Dakshinya Karuna Rupe Jaya Sarvagya Vallabhe Sarva Mangal Mangalle Shive Sarvat Sadhike Sharni Trayambake Gauri Narayani Namostute Sarva Mangal Mangalle Shive Sarvat Sadhike Sharni Trayambake Gauri Narayani Namostute Evam Stavena Deveshin Pujanante Subhitatam Gatasya Sakalam Punyam Lavate Sarvadanara Sarva Mangal Mangalle Shive Sarvat Sadhike Sharni Trayambake Gauri Narayani Namostute O Sarva Mangal Mangalle Shive Sarvat Sadhike Sharni Trayambake Gauri Narayani Namostute. Sri Adi Shakti Mata Ki Jai. It is said that if a person cannot fast for all the 9 days of Navratri, and you can even do 1 day out of the 9 days, that too is able to give you great results. There are many katha in this, but I have to look at the time and see it is time for me to conclude. So, this is the great information about how to gather the things, do the havan, and the important values that you gain by doing the havan with these ingredients, it gives you great success. All difficulties are warded out. There's a next set of ingredients that I'm going to tell to you now, and then I'll conclude with that. One is when the grind rice sweets are made out of the grind rice and given, you have difficulties in health are warded out. When you give the offerings of milk prasad, things that are prepared with milk, you gain the blessings that you do not suffer bedridden. When you give sugar candies in the offerings to Devi Ma, you gain the blessings that you will have the longevity of life. When you give the flour cakes or the flour prasad like the Mohan Bhog, you gain the blessings that in your daily activities you will not stumble 2-3 times to go to do one activity. You'll be able to get through in a quick time. When you give the plantain fruit in the offerings to Devi Ma, you gain the blessings of wisdom and knowledge. And when this is also given and done, it adds benefit to your blessings. When you give in the offerings, the sugar, the things that are sweetened with honey, you gain beauty of the body. When you give sugar cakes, you gain freedom from mental sorrows. When you give the coconuts, you do not have regrettable actions in your life. When you give the pop rice as offerings to Devi Ma, and the pop rice is not only given in Devi Puja, in the wedding ceremony it is given too. And remember, Ganesh is the presiding deity for the water. Shiva is the presiding deity for the earth. Vishnu is the presiding deity for space, ether. And Surya Dev is the presiding deity for the air. And Devi Ma is the presiding deity for the fire. So the lava is offered in the wedding in the fire. The pop rice is offered when a person dies on the 9th day. They put a jar containing pop rice, they put the next one with milk and durba grass, and they pray for the liberation of the soul. And just as how the little bit of grains pop and come plenty, the family should be blessed with increase. How in every notch in the durba grass has a new spring, a new life springs out, that the family, everybody in the family must be blessed with progeny in that way. And let our departed go to the heavenly world. That is how you pray in the 9th day after the funeral ceremony is being done, before you go to do the 10 days. So on the 10th day you do the other part of the ceremony, but on the 9th day this is what you do, and you make prayer. In the puja for Devi Ma, when you give the pop rice, it gives you increase in this world and the world thereafter. When you give it in the wedding ceremony, it gives you increase in this world and the world thereafter. When you give also the tilli cakes, when given, you gain freedom from fear. You might have knowledge, but although you have knowledge, you could have great amount of fear. So you become fearless. By giving the dahi, all the devatas, the elements, the deities that reside in all the different elements, they become pleased. The devatas and the devis become pleased. By giving also there's a flattened rice that is used like a cereal. That when it is given, you bring happiness into your life. On the day which is called Trayodasi, this is also in Shivratri Puja, sweets made out of 7 types of grains, when offered, it gives you the blessings of progeny in the family. Similarly, when you offer these sweets to Devi Ma, you gain the blessings of progeny in the family. When you offer sweets and prasad that is prepared with barley flour, with the jaw, that gives you the blessings of happiness. And when you prepare the kheer or the sweet rice and you offer to Devi Ma, You bring happiness that all the ancestors from the lower region, they too, because of the good values that you culture into yourself and the good things that you do, you lift them from the lower world and they get liberated to the upper world. So everything, Mahapuja has every single thing that you could want. Wealth, health, prosperity, liberation of your ancestors, and brings peace of mind to you, the individual. So Ma herself is the symbol of love. It is the symbol of love that is seated in the mind, like the lion and or the tiger, that she is seated upon, and she has control of that lion or the tiger. How the mind is fierce, how the tiger is fierce and fast and swift, it is in the same way. She is sitting on the lion or tiger, controlling, and love, when it sits in the mind, it brings the individual under great control. It brings joy, it brings happiness. It helps one to develop the attributes of Chama, forgiveness, to time things well. He who crosses in time, the wheel of chakra that spins in the hand, the gada, firmness, the bow and arrow, the lip is the form of the bow, and the tongue is the string, the words are the arrows, you let them go, they do not come back. So the control of Vani, the control of speech, that is why Gita says the austerity of the mind, the austerity of your body, the austerity of your actions, all must be under control. This must synchronize together to give the success and happiness. So with this, we will now get ourselves ready for the closing part, which is the arti. So this is, as I am saying, it gives us great success. Mahapuja is one of the greatest puja that can give. When all the devatas fail, Ma does not fail us. She stays with us, she sticks with us, she goes through the toughest time with us and help us up to the last breath. Arti.
Jai Krishna Hare, Sri Krishna Hare, Dukhiyon ko dukh dur kare. Jai 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 Krishna Hare, Jai Krishna Hare, Sri Krishna Hare, Dukhiyon ko dukh dur kare. Jai 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 Krishna Hare.
At this time, we want to say thanks to all the sponsors and special thanks to TV Sankhya for giving us the opportunity to be able to do this satsang. And God blessings to all the sponsors. We know the time is difficult, but yet still you have made the effort to make it possible for the nation to be able to listen and the world at large to listen to this Katha and satsang. God bless you all tremendously. May God bless you richly for the efforts that you have made, and may God bless all of you for listening in. Let us pray. Om Tvameva Mata Cha Pita Tvameva Tvameva Bandhuscha Sakha Tvameva Tvameva Vidya Dravinam Tvameva Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva Om Asato Ma Satgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityur Ma Amritam Gamaya Om Shanti 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 Om. Special thanks to the group that has made it possible to accompany me, and to this great lady and Patish that has done all the work for preparing the place and making it possible for this satsang today. Thank you all for coming. God bless you all.